What's good with y'all boys? Welcome back to another video. Today's video, we're doing another reaction video. Now today we're watching Why Tragedies Become Memes. This is very common, bro. This is very, we're very used to this, you know what I mean? Because of TikTok and everything. Mostly Twitter, you know what I mean? Twitter runs the most memes out of them all, you know what I mean? But you know, I just saw this on my FYP and I saw other reactors reacted to this. So I'm like, why not? Why not react to this? And you know, Charlie Kirk is on here, so had to put it in a row. But we're gonna get started with this video. Make sure y'all like, sub, pull up to the Discord. Make sure y'all tap into that Instagram, man. Tap into that Instagram. That Discord is lit. Make sure you go join the server for more future videos. Let's get started with this video, bro. This might be
Terrorist
all
attacks,
live
mass shootings, political assassinations. These are the darkest things you can imagine. So why do they become memes? Over the past few years, I've noticed something strange. The internet doesn't treat every tragedy the same. Some events become memorials, others get turned into jokes. Take Charlie Kirk, for example. His assassination instantly turned into edits and memes, not because people were using the jokes as a form to cope, but because millions genuinely hated him. The memes weren't about processing the event. It was pure mockery. Now, compare that to 9/11. Those memes exist too. They're edgy, they're messed up,
Bro, I'm
but they're
so glad they didn't do that to George Floyd, bro, because now they can use AI as their face filter, bro. If George Floyd would have died by now, I think they would have probably made the most memes out of everything. You know, in 2020, TikTok was nice. Now all of a sudden it's crazy and random people are posting it. Random people are making the memes. That's what I'm saying. If he died in this generation, I'm glad that he didn't. If you die right now, this not in this generation, but in this year, you will get dissed on. I don't care how I don't care how famous you are. I don't care how protected you are. I don't care how nice people treat you or how of a nice fan base you got. Bro, niggas will make fun of you. You know what I mean?
never targeting the
And it's not going to be funny when it happens to them.
victims themselves. Nobody is laughing at the people who died. The humor comes from shock value, not a personal attack on the victims. Then you have the 2019 El Paso shooter,
No,
better known as the Wojak Chud.
That was all the way in 2000s, you know what I mean? You know, like there was a cause, I think, in 2024 or something like that, 2023. It was this bridge that, like, I think y'all know about it. I saw this clip of this bridge breaking down because of a boat accidentally hit it, and a lot of people died from that accident. And niggas weren't making memes on that because I don't think they know how to make a meme on that. But if anything goes viral, bro, trust me, I'll put that on. Nah, I'm joking. I don't put it. But bro, trust me, they are gonna make memes of it, bro.
Shooter, a mass shooter that became a reaction image. People weren't laughing with him, they were laughing at the absurdity of the situation because the whole thing didn't feel real. And then there's the OceanGate implosion. A billionaire
Just imagine them putting the GTA 5-star on that. Look.
didn't feel real.
Just put the 5-star right there. That'll be a GTA 6 short teaser trailer.
And then there's the OceanGate implosion. A billionaire submarine disaster that turned into edits and jokes across the internet literally within minutes. Before we get into this video, it is very important to define what dark humor is. Dark humor is basically the internet's way of dealing with things that are too heavy or uncomfortable to process directly. People joke about tragedies for a mix of reasons: shock value, coping, desensitization, quick online attention, or just pure hatred. For some, it creates emotional distance from something horrifying. For others, it's about feeling edgy or part of a subculture that laughs at taboo stuff. And with how fast memes spread, once a tragic moment becomes a format,
Why are you
people keep
aiming at the
making memes
camera? What did the camera do to you? What did the camera do to you? You
of
already
until the
caught.
original context fades. It doesn't mean everyone supports the joke. It just shows how the internet reacts to things it doesn't know how to handle. For this first entry, let's talk about something that happened recently, and that's no other than the Charlie Kirk assassination. On September 10th, 2025 at Utah Valley University, conservative activist Charlie Kirk was shot in the neck at 12:23
Y'all,
p.m.
it is December 1st while I'm recording this, bro. Time dead ass goes fly, but I'm glad September is over. That shit was tragic, bro. That shit was tragic. If there was a new virus to occur or affect around, I think September would probably be the month that it would probably occur. Like, it was that bad. Like, most of the events that I experienced was bad, bro. There was ants in my room, bro. I couldn't get rid of them. I had to sleep with them. Not on my bed, but they were like over by my garbage can where I don't even like throw away food at all. You know what I mean? Like, September was ass.
Right in the middle of a debate about gun violence. He was officially pronounced dead around 2:40 p.m. The main suspect is Tyler Robinson. Kirk had been speaking under a tent at the center of campus, taking questions from students during the opening stop of his American Comeback tour. As he responded to a question about mass shootings, a single round from a rifle struck him in the left side of his neck. Investigators later confirmed the shot came from a rooftop roughly 142 yards away, fired by a sniper who had positioned himself on the building minutes earlier. The shooter fled across the rooftop and escaped into a wooded area north of campus, where investigators recovered several engraved cartridges next to the rifle, each marked with strange internet references. The spent casing was engraved with "Notices bulge, oh whoa, what's this?" a popular meme in the furry community. 3 unfired rounds were found as well. One read, "Hey fascist catch, upright."
Damn, and you know, like, Charlie Kirk did not deserve to die, bro. I don't think, some of his fan base or white people that actually support him know, like, the black people that say that he's dead. Some are bad, some are good, man. Some are like, oh, he deserved to die, he didn't. I have mixed up feelings, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think he deserved to, but I think he was asking to, you know what I mean? He has a very big mouth. People with big mouths always get what's coming to them because y'all talk too much. He was just talking too much. That's it. That's it. That's it, bro. How does he believe in God even know that he's racist to us? The man is a Trump supporter. My guy. RP.
Down, 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 a reference to the game Helldivers 2 that
You didn't deserve that sniper. You didn't deserve that Call of Duty ass sniper shot.
calls it an airstrike. Another was engraved with "Oh Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao Ciao Ciao," lyrics from the Italian song Bella Ciao, which is an anti-fascist Italian song. And the last round said, well, take a look for yourself. He was charged with aggravated murder, 2 counts of obstruction of justice, and felony discharge of a firearm causing serious bodily injury. Prosecutors announced they would seek the death penalty. Charlie Kirk, known for founding Turning Point USA and for his strong alignment with Donald Trump and the MAGA movement, had become one of the most influential right-wing figures in American youth politics. His assassination occurred during a period of rising political tension and escalating acts of violence across the country. News of the shooting spread instantly online. Footage of the moment circulated across social media, triggering shock, division, and in some cases, celebration. Reactions that further exposed the polarized climate Kirk often spoke about. National leaders condemned the killing, while others blamed opposing political groups long before a motive was confirmed. Shortly after his death, people started to mock him. Thousands, if not millions, went on
Bro, you know
social
what's
media to
crazy about it? You know what's crazy about it too, bro? He knew. Like, he said it before he even got shot. He said, "Stop gang violence." And then he said his last words. He says, "Stop gang violence." And then, bro, you know, there's some about some of these people or celebrities, rappers, about predicting their death. You know what I mean? There's some about it. I don't know if they just know what's gonna happen, know the event was gonna happen, or I don't know if God is telling them what's gonna happen, or I don't know if, like, bro, even the devil telling them what's gonna happen to them. Like, you know, there's something about it. There's something about it that we do not know about. You know, predicting your death is maybe very serious. People don't pay attention to that. They don't. You know, and you saying that, it's just like why you down on yourself now? Like, damn, bro. Like, you want to live and change, but like, why you down on yourself like that? You're gonna pass away one day or something like that. You know what I mean?
celebrate his death. One of the earliest Charlie Kirk memes appeared in early October, where his face was swapped onto the iconic Anthony Mackie smiling photo with the caption, "Son." The image spread quickly and became one of the first viral edits following his death. Following this, we got AI videos of Charlie Kirk, such as the infamous Kirkification trend, where his face was plastered onto rappers, other memes, and random people. On Halloween, people even dressed up as Charlie Kirk, wearing the same Freedom shirt with a bloodstain. Out of all the tragedies that turned into memes, Charlie Kirk becoming a meme wasn't a way to cope with his death. It was a way to mock him. As many people loved him, he had just as many haters. On August 3rd, 2019, at a Walmart in El Paso, Texas, a mass shooting took place that became one of the deadliest attacks on Latinos in modern American history. At 10:38 a.m., 21-year-old Patrick Wood Crusius opened fire with a semi-automatic rifle, killing 23 people and injuring 22 more. He walked into the store after posting a manifesto online, targeting Hispanic people and echoing far-right extremist beliefs centered around anti-immigrant and white supremacist conspiracy theories. The attack lasted only a few minutes, but the damage was catastrophic. Patrick had arrived earlier that morning after driving hundreds of miles from his
That boy
home
looking strong with that AK. He looks like he got that AK in his hand.
in Allen, Texas. He walked through the store to scout the location, returned to his car to gear up, and then began shooting in the parking lot before moving inside. Once in the building, he continued firing at shoppers, families, and employees, attacking people in aisles, checkout lanes, and even a bank area
What did they do to you?
inside the store. He fired close to 90 rounds before fleeing back towards the parking lot. Shortly after leaving the scene, Patrick surrendered without resistance. He stopped his car, stepped out with his hands
Bro,
up,
what did you gain from that?
and told law enforcement officers that he was the shooter. He
You
was
know what's crazy? I lied for no reason today. Not gained nothing from that. But what he did, he didn't gain nothing by, bro. He got no kills. He only got shots in. He didn't get any snacks. He didn't get anything that he wanted from Walmart. He didn't steal anything. He didn't change nothing but just like committing like a crime there, committing like a huge crime there. Like, bro, he didn't do anything. He only put bullets in the bag in the walls. That's it. That's it, bro. Like,
was arrested on the spot and later charged with capital murder and dozens of federal hate crime and firearms offenses. Over the
yeah, you're never gonna know, bro. I'm sorry. You cooked for no reason.
following years,
That's
he pled guilty
up.
to 90 federal counts related to the attack and was sentenced to 90 consecutive life sentences, with additional life sentences added at the state level.
Wait, that's 90 years? That's 90 years, right? Bro, y'all gotta let me know, bro. I don't know. I don't know what consecutive sentence means. I don't know what that means. Does that mean like the years? Bro, you really did this for no reason, my nigga. You really did this for. I think he's in Florida. He might be in Florida while he did that too. But you should have had done that. I'll tell you that right now.
Additional life
I'll
sentences
tell you that right
added at the
now.
state level. The aftermath of the shooting left El Paso devastated. Vigils, memorials, and tributes poured in from across the United States and Mexico, as the majority of victims were
Damn,
Hispanic and many were Mexican nationals.
he actually killed a couple people there. Bro, I don't know what he still gained from that, even though he killed. I don't care if he killed uh, a giant in Walmart. I don't care if he killed Optimus Prime, nigga. Like, what do you gain from that? Exactly, from shooting at people for no reason. Like, that should be life right there. Mess it all
The
up.
event
You got
intensified
90 years in the
conversations
back.
about extremism, online radicalization, and the growing wave of white supremacist violence. It also led to widespread condemnation from leaders, communities, and advocacy groups as El Paso mourned one of the darkest days in its history. This is a tragedy. So what meme followed this? For those who don't know what a Wojak is, it's one of the oldest and most recognizable faces in internet meme culture. A simple black outline drawing of a bald man with a sad blank expression. It first appeared on Polish and German image boards in the late 2000s before spreading to 4chan, where it evolved into endless variations used to express insecurity, frustration, or ironically shared emotions. After the El Paso shooting, one of those variations became Chudjak, originally appeared on left-wing boards like BunkerChan in 2020. Chudjak was drawn as a caricature of the El Paso shooter Patrick and quickly turned into a way to mock far-right extremists and the type of users associated with 4chan's poll board. The character spread during raids and meme wars between communities, eventually becoming one of the most recognizable political Wojak edits online. On June 18, 2023, the Titan submersible operated by the tourism company OceanGate imploded during a dive to the wreck
Y'all
of the
know some. Y'all know that's some really scary. Not that they found it basically last year randomly and uploaded it on YouTube. Like they found half of it last year, but yeah, not that. There is gonna be a YouTuber, like a diver, I'll say I guess a scuba diver YouTuber or like a fish diver YouTuber that was gonna go on in this submarine. That would have been the saddest moments on YouTube. I'm not gonna lie. You know, losing a big YouTuber with that, like he didn't want to go that day. He didn't want to go. He like I guess God told him what was gonna happen, maybe, or maybe he just chose not to go. And God maybe said, maybe playing something different for him. You know what I mean? Who knows?
Titanic in the North Atlantic.
But yeah,
On
RIP, RIP. That was such a stupid idea, but RIP.
board were
No,
5 passengers: OceanGate CEO
I don't know
Stockton
why they
Rush,
would go that deep
Titanic
down.
expert Paul, British billionaire Hamish, and Pakistani-British businessman Shahzada, along with his 19-year-old son. About an hour and a half into the descent, Titan lost all contact with its support ship, the Polar Prince. When it failed to resurface, a massive international search effort began, involving the US Coast Guard, the US Navy, the Canadian Coast Guard, and several deep-sea research vessels. For 4 days, the world watched the search unfold in real time. Every update, every press briefing, and every rumor spread instantly across social media. Behind the scenes, however, the US Navy had already detected an acoustic signature that matched an implosion at the exact moment communication was lost. When a remotely operated vehicle finally located a debris field near the Titanic's bow, it confirmed the worst-case scenario. The pressure hull had collapsed during the dive, killing all 5 occupants instantly. What followed was a wave of scrutiny aimed at OceanGate and the decisions that led to the disaster. Former employees, engineers, and industry experts came forward saying concerns about Titan's safety had been raised for years, especially its experimental carbon fiber hull and the company's refusal to follow standard certification rules. Suddenly, the implosion didn't feel like a rare deep-sea accident, it felt preventable. A vessel built to visit one of the most iconic shipwrecks on Earth ended up sharing its fate. Shortly after the Titan implosion was confirmed, the internet reacted with an immediate wave of dark humor and viral memes. People fixated on
Bro,
how
I'ma never forget how, bro, this guy, this guy on like TikTok or something made a diss about them going underwater and trying to go to the what's that called? It's that huge boat called? Forgot bro. I forget my history, bro. I forget like names and history names and all types of names, bro. But when they were going like deep and stuff, bro, he was dissing about them going deep and going near the that Titanic that fell and shit, bro.
experimental and improvised the sub seemed, especially after learning it was controlled with a $30 Logitech game controller, which became one of the biggest jokes online. Memes spread mocking the
What the
vessel's
hell, bro?
design, comparing it to a makeshift Home Depot
Wait,
project,
did they
or
actually use an Xbox 360 control? Bro, you really gonna use an Xbox controller out of PlayStation? PlayStation. Let me show y'all some. Look, don't mind this. Look, here's my PlayStation controller. And look. Xbox. You killed 5 people in the submarine! How dare y'all?
even an
How
explicit
dare
toy.
y'all, bro?
The fact that the passengers were wealthy only amplified the reaction. Jokes framed the dive as a $250,000 Titanic speedrun that ended the same way as the original ship. The jokes were directed at the passengers, but in a very specific way.
Sad.
The humor didn't target their identities or personal lives as much as it targeted the circumstances surrounding their deaths. The internet fixated on the absurdity of 5 wealthy people paying $250,000 each to descend in a carbon fiber tube controlled by a Bluetooth gamepad, inside a vessel that multiple engineers had warned was unsafe. To many people online, it looked like an extreme example of rich people doing something dangerous for fun, and the framing shaped almost every meme that followed. The person mocked the most was Stockton Rush, the CEO and pilot of the Titan. He was the one who built the sub, ignored repeated safety warnings, dismissed industry standards as obstacles, and insisted the design was revolutionary despite experts calling it experimental and risky. Because of that, the internet treated him less like a victim and more like the one that caused the disaster. The jokes,
No, that
edits,
Xbox controller caused a disaster. I'm sorry.
and animations
Do better,
overwhelmingly
Microsoft.
centered on Rush's choices, treating him as a symbol of OceanGate's negligence rather than a victim. 9/11 needs no introduction, as we all know what it is. Hell, a single video from that tragedy already has way more views than my entire channel combined. So we'll skip over it because YouTube hates it when YouTubers talk
How
about
did
the
they
attack.
create memes of this? Like, wasn't this? Oh, this was 2000. Oh yeah, this was 2001. What the hell? Almost forgot about that. Even though we learn it in school every year, but damn, yeah. The 2001 the 2001 September was probably the same as the 2025 September. Who knows?
In the aftermath of the September attacks, media coverage exploded instantly across every major network. Live broadcasts ran nonstop for days, replaying the same images from New York, Washington, and Pennsylvania until they became burned into the public consciousness. As the world watched, photos from Ground Zero, firefighters in the rubble, people running through the streets, the falling man spread everywhere and became one of the most recognizable images in modern history. But at the exact same time, the internet reacted in its own way. Early forums like Something Awful, 4chan, began circulating photoshopped photos, dark jokes, and parody edits literally within hours of the attack. Memes like Tourist Guy, manipulated $20 bill conspiracies, and absurd animations started appearing, not to mock the victims, but because the internet processes shock differently than traditional media.
That's some weak ass memes, bro. That is not the memes that we got today. If this happened this year, if this happened right now, bro, I think the memes would be much more worse since Twitter is much more advanced and TikTok is here.
Over the years, the September attacks became one of the first
They don't
global
care.
examples of a tragedy being
They'll
transformed
judge
into
off your
viral
difference.
content. From edgy jokes to tasteless commercials to running gag phrases like jet fuel can't melt steel beams and Bush did 9/11. What began as nonstop news coverage slowly evolved into an entire ecosystem of memes, debates, satire, and dark humor that still resurface every year, showing how even the most devastating events can be reshaped and sometimes distorted by online culture. A few months ago, I thought to myself, what was the first ever meme from this tragedy? After all, there is a plethora of memes about this event. Within minutes after this tragedy, someone posted on 4chan this photo of Hulk Hogan doing a big boot to the building. I cannot find the 4chan link to the actual post, but instead repost of the first ever 9/11 meme. At first glance, it doesn't make sense that some of the darkest moments in modern history end up recycled into jokes, edits, and memes. But the reality is that online culture reacts to tragedy in a way that's more complicated than simple disrespect. Whether it's the September attacks, the El Paso shooter becoming Chudjak, the implosion of the OceanGate sub, or the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Each one shows how the internet processes shock in real time. Sometimes people use humor as a coping mechanism, a way to distance themselves from fear, violence, or helplessness. Sometimes the humor is targeted, meant to mock someone specific, like how Charlie Kirk became a meme because of his politics, or how
Oh, why does he
Stockton
have his
Rush
tongue
was
like that? Hey yo, why he have his tongue
ridiculed
like
for the
that?
choices that led to the Titan's
Whoa,
implosion. Other times, the humor
what did you
has
make the
nothing
AI
to
do
do with the
there?
victims at all, like the September jokes or the Chudjak meme, where the tragedy ends up as a background detail in the joke instead of what anyone is actually paying attention to. What ties all of this together is how the internet strips complicated, horrific events down into something way simpler than they really were. The fuller story disappears, and the version that survives is whatever the internet finds easiest to circulate. Don't get me wrong, the memes are not going to stain the legacy of the tragedy itself. Instead, it's the cherry on top when it comes to people's reactions to said tragedy. If you enjoyed this video and
All right, W video. Most scary, yeah, very scary YouTuber, very scary. And I already see this. I can't do scary shit. I'm sorry, can't do it. Can't do it, y'all. Can't do it. You know what I mean? I ain't reacting to more videos of that. I was fully scared. You know what I mean? But anyways, I hope y'all enjoy this video. Yeah, I really hope y'all just really like be in their shoes and think about it in your perspective, because shit can happen to you, bro. Just imagine if your parent or if your someone that you love died the day after they died, and now you're sad, and now you're trying, and you created a meme of it, and now it's not even funny anymore because your loved one died. You know what I mean? You got to see it as that. You can't really judge someone like off of like how they are. You know what I mean? Always forgive your enemies. Always forgive your enemies. You know what I mean? It says that in the Bible, you know. But Hope y'all enjoy this video. Leave a like, sub. Make sure y'all go pull up to the Twitch. I mean, not pull up to the Twitch. Pull up to the Instagram. Tap into that Discord, bro. It's gonna be lit. I swear, bro. It's gonna be lit. I know it. I know. I can smell it. I can smell it. Make sure y'all tap into that for more future videos. And until then, I'm gone. Peace.